Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Myra Tatum Sacido in my office kitchen. This is for my English 1302 course, and I have some things to talk about today, and I'll probably be making 2 videos because when it gets longer than 10 minutes, it takes a while to spool up on YouTube, and I want to get the videos to you as soon as possible. So you may get a couple today. They will be different. I'm going through the marketing letters today. I've already graded some, and some are really outstanding. And it needed to be a letter with a signature, and you needed to respond to 2 people, and there should have been at least 300 words in a 2-part statement about the differences between visual and textual rhetoric, and where you see rhetoric and which you think is more important, visual or text. So I'm going to talk a little bit about visual rhetoric because you will be seeing it. Put that down too low. In the movie The Matrix, you will be watching for visual rhetoric in this. For example, in the very beginning, when the credits roll, you would see digital code for old code for computer programming. And this kind of ties in with the alternate universe that people are in a computer program. In the Matrix is something like Plato, where Plato's allegory of the cave, people were chained, looking straight forward to a wall, and other people walked by behind a wall, a short wall, with carrying stick figures and silhouettes, and so that they couldn't move their heads in Plato's allegory, and that was so they couldn't see anything but what was being shown to them. So they were basically being manipulated and tricked until one person emerges into the real world and sees that everything they've been seeing has been an illusion and shadows. And this really relates a lot to the Matrix. Amazingly, you can find things that you can connect. So watch the movie carefully. Don't just sit there and zone out. Pay attention to the symbols and the visuals. Now, if you've already taken the Plato quiz, you might have noticed that your grades increased. And the reason is I did not produce these quizzes, and I disagree with some of the questions. Some of them have more than one answer in all of the quizzes, and I have been invited to rewrite my own. Yeah, when you get a PhD, that's the good news. If you don't like something, you could change it, but boy, it would take a long time, and I am going to work on it because what I'm doing right now is very tedious. I am going into everybody's quiz, argument quiz, Plato, whatever, and seeing what questions you miss, and if I disagree with the fact that there's only one answer for that question. Sometimes there's 2. And so it's kind of slow, especially since questions are randomly picked, so not each student may have the same question. So I can't go look for a certain question in each of the quizzes. I think there's like 12 answers or 12 questions. You're being pulled from a random lot, and so each student could have different questions. And so I got to go into each quiz and look for the incorrect red, scroll down fast so I could get through these and see what you missed and if I agree with that or not. Very tedious, but not as much as remaking the quiz and plus the semester started. So do not sweat the quizzes. You know, if you get a low grade, hang in there. It may not be the exact grade that you'll have because I'm nice. And also because it's fair. It's only fair. So what I want to talk about is visual rhetoric. This is a 2004 ad for milk. Some of you mentioned in your marketing letter rhetoric that celebrities sell milk. And what they did was put milk mustaches on celebrities. But there's something called ad busters, and I'm going to put the pictures in your next module so you can look at them and get a good laugh. One is a lady in a sweater that could be a school teacher or a librarian. She looks very plain and she has a milk mustache and is holding up a glass of milk. Is that going to sell you the milk? Probably not. So what is this man selling? Well, it's not a shirt. Obviously, he is supposed to be a miracle maker because he's a hotshot on this bike and does road trips, and he talks about how dangerous his sports are, and milk keeps him strong. See, I told my husband, you drink milk, you're going to look like this. Why not, right? But they were selling that he worried less about broken bones because of the calcium in milk, and they had to take that out of the ad because you cannot say by drinking milk, if you fall off a bike or crash a motorcycle, you're not going to break any bones because you drink milk. And also the visual rhetoric is he's too tough to be like the librarian holding up a glass of milk. Oh no, the milk is an afterthought. See, it's in his hand and the glass is almost pouring out. He's just too badass to hold a glass of milk. He's too tough for that. And that's where your eye is drawn if you look for the milk and then think where else it's drawn. So anyways, the visual rhetoric is important. And this book is coming apart. You can tell how much I love using that photo. It says, got milk. It's easy to miss a tiny print at the bottom of got milk, this ad, because they call me Miracle Boy, not for my gold medals, but because I've survived double backflips, getting hit by a car, and the mega rant. Well, so, there you go. And teeny tiny print, there's what is known as a disclaimer sometimes that this is not true in all cases. Yeah, you get hit by a car, it's probably not true in any case, not just all cases. So anyways, I love this book for visuals, and it's huge. So, think about the visuals and the text. They're selling an image, health, strength, muscles, body image, and it's like Abercrombie and Fitch when there's a guy with no shirt on, shown from the waist up, and I looked at this ad, I'm like, this is a clothing store, what's he selling? Guess what? A flannel shirt, really teeny tiny in the bottom of the frame. So I was like, no, they're selling an attitude, they're selling sex, they're selling anything but a shirt, be cool and look like this person. Same with Calvin Klein underwear. I mean, you're never going to see a real, actual average body in any of those ads. And that's a 2004 ad, so that's old. But I'm going to put some spoof ads in the next module so you can look at them and get a laugh and see how ads are turned over on themselves. And I'll put the website in if you want to look at more. It's just to get an idea of what you can do with the visual. So there is a visual rhetoric, a way that visuals persuade to the rhetorical appeals that you'll be doing extensive work on for the Martin Luther King Jr. paper, your first paper, which is 3 to 5, or maybe it's 4 to 5 pages. I got to check the requirements change, but you need to have 20 full pages written by the end of the semester. That's not one 20-page paper. It's 4 different papers, so it breaks down into chunks, and I will make a video about each paper, so you don't have to sweat it out. Don't get stressed out right now, because we're going to work on things in chunks. And my video is getting long, and I wanted to talk about Top Hat and the writing fellow in your course, Jasmine, who I may put something in there for extra credit for her to write, for you to read, to meet the writing fellow in the class. She's a writing student, and I will add 2 full points to your total quiz grade for the course if you engage with Jasmine. She's here to help, and I've got more than 100 students, and there's so much I need to tell everybody individually that is kind of tough. So I'm going to go ahead and end this and come back with the Top Hat video about how you get access to that online textbook. So I want to give this to everybody now. So I'm going to end it, and I'll see you in the next video.